read. So maybe Bhavya, Mishra, Bhavya, Bharadwaj, both of you, one after the other. Then Shreya, tell me, are you there, beta? Are you there? No?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So Bhavya, both of them. Shreya, Kunjal. Kunjal, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So the fourth one will be Kunjal, and then I think 4, 5 students would be. Arumita, are you there? Just say yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So please remember your order. Both the Bhavyas first, then after that, one by one, all of you follow. I don't have to remind you there. You keep doing it yourself and take turns to read the chapter. Now I'll share the screen. All of you can also look into your own books if you have, or I have the thing with me, so you can see here. Yeah, please start. Read from the top, read about the author, everything.
Mom, shall I start?
Please.
Okay. So, Ranga, the accountant's son, is one of the rare breed among the village folk who
Beta,
has been.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Please read from the beginning, the title, the name of the person who's written it, everything.
Okay, ma'am. Chapter 3, Ranga's marriage. Masti Venkatesha uh, Iyengar.
Iyengar.
Iyengar, okay. Ranga, the accountant's son, is one of the rare breed among the village folk who has been who has been to pursue studies. When he returns to his village from the city of Bangalore, the crowds mill around his house to see whether he has changed or not. His idea about marriage are now quite different, and or they are, or are they? Okay. So when you see this little, some of you may ask Ranga's marriage. Why not Ranganath Viva or Ranganath Vijaya? Well, yes, I know. I could have used some of other mouth-filling one like Jagannath Vijaya or Girja Kalyana. But then this is not about Jagannath's victory or Girja's wedding. It's about our own Ranga's marriage and hence no fancy titles. Kosahali is a village. You must have heard of it. No, what a pity. But it is not your fault. There is no mention of it in any geography book. Those sahibs in England writing in English probably don't know that such a place exists or make no mention of it. Our own people heard about it. You know how it is. They are like a flock of sheep. One sheep walks into a pit, the rest blindly follows it. When both the sides in England and our own geographers have not referred to it, how can't you expect the poor cartographer to remember to put it on the map, can you? And so there's not even a shadow of a village on any map. Sorry, I started from here and then went off in another direction. If the state of Mysore is to Bharatvansha, what the sweet Kari,
Karigadam.
Karigadabu is to a festival meal, then Hosahali is to Mysore state, what a filling is to the Karigadabu. What I have said is absolutely true. Believe me, I will not object to your questioning, but I will stick to my opinion. I am not the only one who speaks glowingly of Hosahali. We have a doctor in our place. His name is Gunda
Good.
Bhatta. He agrees with me. He has been to quite a few places. No, not England. If anyone asks him whether he has been there, he says no. And
Anaya.
I have
Anaya
lived
means elder brother.
I have lived that too you. Running around like a flea pestered dog is not for me. I have seen a few places in my time though. As a matter of fact, he has seen many. We have some
That's
mango.
now from here, Bhavya, read.
We have mango trees in our village. Come visit us, and I will give you raw mango from one of. Do not eat it. Take a bite. The hardness is sure to go straight to your Brahmandra. I once took one such fruit home and a chutney. All of us ate it. The cough we
Ma'am,
suffered
it is
from
not
after
audible.
that. It was
Yeah, Bhavya, your voice is not audible. When I was going to say, just check once.
Ma'am, I guess the mic is not working then.
Okay, okay, then maybe you can just leave. Sasha, please read from here, beta. Just read this page.
Ma'am, which paragraph?
The second one, page number 17. We have some mango trees in our village.
We have some mango trees in our village. Come visit us, and I will give you a raw mango from one of them. Do not eat it, just take a bite. The sourness is sure to go straight to your Brahmarandra. I once took one such fruit home, and a chutney was made out of it, and all of us ate it. The cough we suffered from after that. It was when I went for the cough medicine that the doctor told me about the special quality of the fruit. Just as the mango is special, so is everything around our village. We have a creeper growing in the ever so fine water of the village pond. Its flowers are a feast to behold. Get two leaves from the creeper when you go to the pond for your bath, and you will not have to worry about not having leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. You will say that I am rambling. It is always like that when the subject of our village comes up. But enough. If any one of you would like to visit us, drop me a line. I will let you know where Hosahalli is and what things are like here. The best way of getting to know a place is to visit it. Don't you agree? What I am going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. We did not have many people who knew English then. Our village accountant was the first one who had enough courage to send his son to Bangalore to study. It is different now. There are many who know English. During the holidays, you come across them on every street talking in English. Those days we did not speak English, nor did we bring in words while talking in Kannada. What has happened is disgraceful, believe me. The other day I was in Ramarao's house when they brought a bundle of firewood. Ramarao's son came out to pay for it. He asked the woman, "How much should I give you?" "4 pice," she said. The boy told her that he did not have any change and asked her to come the next morning. The poor woman did not understand the English word change and went away muttering to herself. I too did not know. Later, when I went to Ranga's house and asked him, I understood what it meant.
That, that's it, beta. Next, please continue. Follow the sequence.
The priceless commodity, the English language, was not so widespread in our village. A decade ago, that was why Ranga's homecoming was a great event. People rushed to his doorstep announcing the accountant's son has come home. The boy who had gone to Bangalore for his studies is here, it seems. And come, Ranga is here. Let's go and have a look. Attracted by the crowd, I too went and stood in the courtyard and asked, "Why have all these people come? There, there is no performing monkey here." A boy, a fellow without any brains, said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "What are you doing here then?" A youngster, immature and without any manners, thinking that all these things were now of the past. I, I kept quiet. Seeing so many people there, Ranga came out with a smile on his face. Had he had we all gone inside, the place would have turned into what people call the black hole of Calcutta. Thank God it did not. Everyone was surprised to see that Ranga was the same as he had been 6 months ago. When he had first left our village, an old lady who was near him ran her hand over his chest, looking to his eyes and said, "The Janevara is still there. He still hasn't lost his caste." She went away soon after that. Ranga laughed. Once they realized that Ranga still had the same hands, legs, eyes, and the crowd melted away like a lump of sugar in a child's mouth. I continued to stand there after everyone had gone, and I asked, "How are you, Rangappa? Is everything well?" It was only that Ranga noticed. He came near me, did a namaskara respectfully, saying, "I am all right with your blessings. I must draw your I must draw your attention to this aspect of Ranga's character. He knew when it would be advantageous to talk to someone,
To someone, and rightly.
and rightly assessed people's worth. As for his namaskara to me, he did not do it like any present day boy, with his head up towards the sun, standing stiff like a pole without joints, jerking his body as if it was either a van or a walking stick. Or did he merely fold his hand? He bent low to touch my feet. "May you get married soon," I said, blessing him. After exchanging a few pleasantries, I left.
That's it. Next.
That afternoon, when I was resting, Ranga came to my house with a couple of oranges in his hand. A generous, considerate fellow. It would be a fine thing to have him marry, settle down, and be of service to society, I thought. For a while we talked about this and that. Then I came to the point, Rangappa, when do you plan to get married? I'm not going to get married now, he said. Why not? I need to find the right girl. I know an officer who got married only 6 months ago. He is about 30 and his wife is 25. I am told. They will be able to talk lovingly to each other. Let's say I married a very young girl. She may take my words spoken in love as words spoken in anger. Recently, a troupe of Bangalore staged the play Shakuntala. There is no question of Dushyantala falling in love with Shakuntala if she were young like the present day brides, is there. What would have happened to Kalidasa's play if one gets married? It should be to a girl who is mature, otherwise, one should remain a bachelor. That's why I'm not marrying now. Is there any other reason? A man should marry a girl he admires. What we have now are arranged marriages. How can one admire a girl with milk stains on one side of her face and wetness on the other, or so young that she doesn't even know how to bite her fingers? One a neem fruit, the other a bitter gourd. Exactly, Ranga said, laughing. I was distressed that the boy who I thought would make a good husband had decided to remain a bachelor. After chatting for a little longer, Ranga left. I made up my mind right then that I would get him married. Rama Rao's
That's
niece.
that's it. Next. From here. Next. Who was there next? Kunjal, I think read me.
Ma'am, me.
Yeah, please read.
Rama Rao's niece, a pretty girl of 11, had come to stay with him. She was from a big town, so she knew how to play the veena and the harmonium. She also had a sweet voice. Both her parents had died, and her uncle had brought her home. Ranga was just the boy for her, and she the most suitable bride for him. Since I was a frequent visitor to Rama Roy's place, the girl was quite free with me. I completely forgot to mention her name. Ratna, it was. The very next morning, I went to their house and told Rama Rao's wife, "I'll send you some buttermilk for you. Ask Ratna to fetch it." Ratna came. It was a Friday, so she was wearing a grand sari. I told her to sit in my room and requested her to sing a song. I sent for Ranga. While she was singing the song, Krishna Murthy, in front of my eyes, Ranga reached
the door. He stopped at the threshold. He did not want the singing to stop, but was curious to see the singer. Carefully, he peeped in. The light coming into the room was blocked. Ratna looked up and seeing a stranger there, abruptly stopped. Suppose suppose you buy the best quality mango. You eat it slowly, savoring its peel before biting into the juicy flesh. You do not want to waste any part of it. Before you take another bite, the fruit slips out of your hand and falls to the ground. How do you feel? Ranga's face showed the same disappointment when the singing stopped. You sent for me? He asked as he came in and sat on a chair. Ratna stood at a distance, her head lowered. Ranga repeatedly glanced at her. Once our eyes met, and he looked very embarrassed. No one spoke for a long while. It was my coming in that stopped the singing. Let me leave. Words, mere words. The fellow said he would leave, but did not make a move. How can one expect words to match actions in these days of Kaliyug? Ratna ran inside, overcome by shyness. After a while, Ranga said, "Who is that girl, Swami? Who's that inside?" The lion wanted to know. The he goat, who had taken shelter in the temple, replied, "Does it matter who I am? I am a poor animal who has already eaten 9 lions. I have vowed to eat one more. Tell me, are you male or female?" The lion fled the place in fear, it seems. Lion, the he goat, I said, what does it matter? What does it matter, either of us, who she is? I'm already married, and you aren't the marrying kind.
Yeah. Maybe you can complete this small page.
Very hopefully, he asked. She isn't married then? His voice did not betray his excitement, but I knew it was there. She was married a year ago. His face shriveled like a roasted brinjal. After a while, Ranga left, saying, I must go. I have work at home.
Yeah. And next who was there? Or else should I ask somebody else? Maybe Arav Sharma, please read it.
Ma'am Arumita was there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Arumita, please continue with it. Let
Should I
Arumita come. Yeah, yeah. I went
I
to our
went,
Shastri.
I went to our Shastri the next morning and told him, keep everything ready to read the stars. I'll come later. I tutored him in all that I wanted him to say. I found no change in Ranga when I met him that afternoon. What's the matter? You seem to be lost in thought, I said. Nothing. Nothing's wrong. Believe me. Headache? Come, let's go and see a doctor. I have no headache. I'm my usual self. I went through the same thing when the process of choosing a girl for me was going on. But I don't think that could be a reason for your present condition. Ranga stared at me. Come, let's go and see Shastri, I suggested. We will find out whether Guru or Shani are favorable for you or not. Ranga accompanied me without any protest. As soon as Shastri saw me, he exclaimed, what a surprise, Shyama. Haven't seen you for a long time. Shyama is none other than your servant, the narrator of this tale. I got angry and shouted, what? Only this morning, Shastri completed my sentence. You finished all your work and are now free to visit me. Had he not done so, I would have ruined our plan by bursting like grains that are kept in the sun to dry. I was extremely careful of what I said afterwards. Shastri turned to Ranga. When did the young son of our accountant clerk come home? What can I do for him? It's very rarely that it's very rarely that he visits us. Take out your uh,
Paraphernalia. Paraphernalia.
paraphernalia. Paraphernalia. Our Rangappa seems to have something on his mind. Can you tell us what's worrying him? Shall we put your science of astrology to the test? There was authority in his voice, in my voice, there was authority in my voice as I spoke to Shastri. He took out 2 sheets of paper, some cowries, and a book of Palmyra
Pal-
leaves.
Palmyra leaves.
Palmyra leaves, saying, "Ours is an ancient science, Ara. There's a story to it, but I won't tell you that story now. This is not a Harikatha, which allows you to tell a story within a story. You may get bored. I'll tell it to you some other time." Shastri moved his lips fast as he counted on his fingers and then asked, "What's your star?" Ranga didn't know. "Never mind." Shastri indicated with a shake of his head. He did some more calculations before saying in a serious voice, avoiding my laughter all this while. But now I burst out exactly what I had said. Who is this? Who is the girl? Humble servant who asked the question. Shastri thought for a while before replying. He has the name of something found in the ocean. Kamla? Maybe.
That's it. That's it. Now, Arav, please read. Page number 21. Yeah, from page number 21, right at the top. Could it be Pachi? Moss? Just, oh, sorry, beta, sorry. Number 23. I think I'm going old. What happened? Just a second. Just a second. Maybe, uh,
Ma'am, may I read?
just a second. Beta, you got a chance last time. I'll give it to somebody else, maybe. Anybody